So, y'all, let's get into it. This morning we are talking about 8 choices of a powerful woman. Let me put that on Instagram because y'all know y'all cousins be coming late. And then they ask, well, what are you talking about? Yeah, yeah. And I got to stop and tell them what I'm talking about because they waking up late this morning. So let me put the title over here. 8 choices of a powerful, I'm going to get to you in just a second, Rima, woman. Because all I saw was the first line of that. And I think every woman in New Orleans says the same thing. Uh-oh. Now, why is it not letting me pin this comment? Okay. Whatevs. Good morning, Gina. My wonderful coaching client. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all should definitely, 8 choices of a powerful woman. Powerful women are joining Gina in this coach certification program because it is lit. I'm holding it down, little sister. Okay, there it goes. It is awesome, y'all. If you are a woman who wants to... Good morning, Mom. My mom is on Facebook. My sister is on Instagram. Y'all gonna need to get in alignment. But if you are a woman who wants to become a certified feminine success coach and you want to learn how to use what you have been given, use your power to impact the world. If you see what I do and you like, I can do that. I really, really want to do that. I want to learn. Listen, come into the Feminine Success Coach Certification Program. It is amazing. It is amazing. I'm so proud to even be able to offer this service. So, looking forward to seeing some of y'all there. This morning we are talking about the 8 choices of a powerful woman. Now, this came from, I was talking to my husband last night and I was like, what am I going to talk about this week? Like, what can I talk about? And he was like, you can talk about powerful women. You can talk about how powerful women show up. Because we had an experience, or I had an experience. And you find yourself in circles where women are like looking at you weird and like, you're having conversation, you're saying things that really does not always resonate with everyone because powerful women show up differently. We talk differently. We have a different conversation. We're not talking about what other women are talking about normally. And there's usually only so many of us that are able to really like connect. And so I connect with powerful women and I always have powerful conversations. And I know that even if you haven't tapped into your power yet, so many women want to. So many women want to stand in the power that they've been given, but they've never been exposed to what that can look like. So I always say the first step to standing in your power is making a decision. Making a decision. You have to be willing to make a choice. One of the things my mom taught me very early in life is everything in life is about choices. Everything in life is about choices. And I truly believe that success even is a choice. Success is not something that you stumble upon. Success is not something that you just fall into. Successful people make choices every single day, and those choices lead them to even more success. And so we have to talk about it. We have to be willing to talk about that as women. Rima says, I don't have friends at all. I've been on Meetup looking for events and groups to meet people myself. Well, I need to create a Meetup for New Orleans because I know that there are more women like us here. And a few of them are in Feminine Success School. And we got to come together. We have to join together and put our little Captain Planet rings together and make New Orleans great again. I know, totally inappropriate with the whole Kanye interview that just happened, but I had to. Bright idea, you are in New York. Yes, definitely. So I will certainly be in New York because I get lots and lots and lots of love from New York, North Carolina, DC, those areas. But we got to shake New Orleans up a little bit. So, like I said, success is a choice. Standing in your power is a choice. Being that woman of power is a choice. It is a choice. A lot of times we fall back on the excuse that women are the weaker vessel. Okay, weaker in body doesn't mean that you don't have power. It does not mean that you were created to just be a doormat. And I don't talk to women who feel that they are here to be a doormat, who make excuses for not standing in their power. We're not having that conversation. I only work with women who are comfortable with showing up in their power, who understand that they are built to impact the world, who understand that they have the power to change things in their lives, and they are willing to do what they need to do to make that happen. I speak to women who are invested in making that happen, not just interested. Because guess what? You're interested in Real Housewives today, and you're interested in Love and Hip Hop tomorrow. Interest fades. Investment does not. And so I only speak to and work with invested women, and it's such an amazing place to be. And powerful women are only willing to work with those who are invested. Powerful women are only willing to create relationships with men who are invested. Powerful women are only willing to show up for things that require an investment. And so today I am speaking to you, powerful women, and I want to talk to you about 8 choices that you must make in order to be and stand in and stay in your power as a woman. And so make sure you have your pen and paper out, because I have my little notebook, my little dreams and schemes notebook that I love. And this is going to be a good one. You do not want to forget anything that I'm going to go over today. Y'all know this live is going to be gone in 24 hours, so get your pen and paper out. The first choice of a powerful woman, make sure you got your ears turned on over here on Facebook. The first choice of a powerful woman is that she chooses to make a decision. Now, I know that sounds redundant because a choice is a decision, right? But a powerful woman is not wishy-washy. She's not here today and tomorrow, oh, well, I'm not sure if this is the right thing for me. A powerful woman makes a decision, and she deals with both the consequences and the rewards of that decision. She is not running scared. She's not making a decision and then saying, oh, well, I don't think, well, maybe no. She is confident in her decision, and she's confident in her ability to stand in that decision. I know I'm a person who I might make a decision that's not the best decision, but I'm going to make it the best decision. If you've ever heard Diddy say, if you throw me in the jungle, I'm going to come out wearing a fur coat leading the pack, that's me. You have to be that woman who knows that even if you make the wrong decision, you can make it right. Even if you make the wrong decision, you can make it right. But you're not willing to sidestep. You're not willing to break a commitment. You're not willing to turn around and run away from the decision that you have made. Okay? And so that means that if you've decided you want to start that business, you are starting that business come hell or high water. You're not running around and saying, well, you know what? I think maybe I'm going to wait until next year. Or I'm going to wait until I get my money right. Or I'm going to wait until my kids graduate. Or I'm going to wait until after I get this job so I can make sure. Everything else will build around the decisions that you make and the decisions that you hold in confidence. And you have to be willing to hold your decisions in confidence, to stand in those decisions, even when it doesn't feel good. It's not always going to feel good, but you know what feels good? The reward. What feels good is when you start seeing the results of your consistency. That's what feels really, really, really good. I'll tell you the truth about how what you are watching right now came into existence. I made the decision almost 10 years ago that I was going to change my life and make an impact. And then when I got into my marriage, we made the decision that before we even talked about getting married, we were going to be an example. No matter what that meant, we were going to be an example for our people of what a healthy, thriving family looked like. We made the decision. and we have not looked back on that decision. People have thought we were crazy. My own mama, yeah, I'm looking at you, blink, 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 thought we were nuts. She was like, y'all tripping. Y'all crazy. I don't know what y'all got going on. My husband's mom thought we were crazy. We have had people, not our mothers, thank God, but we have had people say that we were abusing our children because we wouldn't let them watch TV, we wouldn't give them sugar, we were homeschooling. Every decision that we have made has been a radical decision. Every decision that I have made has been a radical decision, but we decided to stay committed to it no matter what people thought. We decided to stay consistent no matter what the circumstances said. And guess what? We are seeing the fruits of that consistency now. We are seeing the fruits of that commitment now. And the same people who thought we were crazy are now looking at us and saying, dang, I want that. I want to create that. What do I need to do to make that happen? And so at first, like the meme says, at first they'll say, what are you doing? And then they'll say, how did you do it? And so you have to be willing as a powerful woman to make decisions and commit to those decisions. It's always crazy until you do it successfully. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's always crazy until you do it successfully. We decided we were going to grow our own food. We decided we were going, at that time, we were like making our own laundry detergent. We were like stone bone natural, like seriously. And we still are in many ways. But now, instead of making our own laundry detergent, we're buying black true products. And so you have to decide that you are going to make a decision and stick to that decision. My mom said my child stuck to her decision despite my thoughts. I love her though. Absolutely, absolutely. And I've always been that way since I was a young child. If I said I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And I don't care what nobody thinks. And so being that way has absolutely helped me to change my life in very, very many ways, and helped me to impact the world in very many ways. So a powerful woman chooses to make a decision, and a decision that she is not going to back out from, a decision that she is not going to walk away from. The second choice that a powerful woman makes, a powerful woman chooses. This one gonna snatch a little bit. It's gonna snatch you up a little bit, but you need it. A powerful woman chooses to stop waiting on man and wait on God. A powerful woman chooses to stop waiting on man and wait on God. Now let me tell you what that looks like, okay? Because sometimes we think waiting on God means sitting still and waiting on God to make a move. No. That's what waiting on man looks like. Waiting on man is a passive situation. You waiting on him to make a decision before you can make a decision. You're waiting on him to commit before you commit. You're waiting on him to change your life. Waiting on man will have you waiting forever. A powerful woman is willing to create her own opportunity. She's not waiting for a man or anybody else to create an opportunity for her. And that does not just mean a man in a romantic relationship. That includes your boss. That includes the government. For those of you who wait for tax time every single year before you invest in yourself, that I'm talking about you too, sis. A powerful woman is not waiting on man. She is waiting on God. And let me tell you what waiting on God looks like. Waiting on God is active. If you look into scripture, every single time God said wait, he had you doing something while you were waiting. Whether it was walking around the walls of Jericho, whether it was going to Pharaoh and saying over and over and over and over again, let my people go. God had you doing something. And if you look at it, God had you doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Consistency. God made you prove your consistency before he rewarded you. And that goes for those of you who feel like you're just doing the same thing over and over again in your business. You're doing the same thing over and over again with your children. You're doing the same thing over and over again and you're not seeing the results. If God put it in your heart to do, you better not quit. Don't you quit. You do your work and you wait. You do your work and you have faith. You do your work and you understand that by universal law, By natural law, you cannot continue to plant seeds and not see some fruit. So you don't stop planting those seeds. You don't stop watering that seed. You don't stop cultivating that ground. You don't stop pulling those weeds. Yes, it's repetitive work. But repetitive work is what creates results. And you want repetitive results, don't you? So you have to be willing to do the repetitive work. And it's not always going to feel good. But a powerful woman isn't doing it to feel good. A powerful woman is doing it for her generations. A powerful woman is doing it to exercise her power within this plane, within this earthly realm, to exercise your dominion. And so a powerful woman chooses to stop waiting on man and wait on God. And it's the difference between passive waiting and active waiting. Passive waiting and active waiting. Now, for those of you who are over here on Instagram, I'm looking at my Instagram camera because I just feel like I look a little better on the Instagram camera. But for those of you who are wanting to have your questions answered, get over here inside of the Facebook group, because after these live streams, I do a quick Q&A inside of the Facebook group. He had Ruth in the field gleaning while waiting on Boaz, and that is absolutely the truth. And the thing is, Ruth made the decision that she was going to feed her and her mother-in-law. She was going to do what it took to make sure that they had food. Ruth wasn't out there looking for a husband at all. Ruth was out there getting her work done. And so, side note, a powerful woman is focused on the work. She is focused on her impact. She is focused on her influence and increasing that. She is focused on her reputation. Okay? So, join the Feminine Success Society if you want your questions answered. The third choice that a powerful woman makes, she chooses to stop waiting for permission. To stop waiting for permission. She is not waiting for someone to tell her that she can live her dreams, or waiting for someone to tell her that she can invest in herself. She is not waiting for someone to tell her that her business idea makes sense, because they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you. Here's the thing. Even if your business idea does make sense, which 9 times out of 10 it won't, because God is going to make you look crazy before he elevates you. It's just the way it is. Even if it does make sense. Many people, instead of giving you permission and validating you, will take that dream and run with it because it makes too much sense. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, let me go do that. I'm going to tell her it don't make sense, but let me go start that business. So don't wait for someone to give you permission. And powerful women are putting their head down and doing the work. I don't have to make an announcement. I don't have to tell you what I'm doing, what I'm working on. If you ask, I'll let you know. However, we put our head down and do the work. Because if you're constantly making announcements, what you're really looking for is someone to validate you. And 9 times out of 10, you're not going to do the work. You're really just wanting the attention, that quick fix, that quick feel-good moment because someone else likes what you have going on. But when you want that long-term result, you're not looking for that quick validation. You're not looking for that short-term adrenaline rush of someone else's approval. Okay? So the third choice is that she chooses to stop waiting for permission. The fourth choice that a powerful woman makes, she chooses to own all of her authenticity. All of who she is, she chooses to own that. And that is for those of you who want to be half of yourself. You're hiding a little bit of yourself behind closed doors because you don't think the world is going to like that part of you. Oh, yes, that's heavy. She said her pastor said yesterday, stop looking at other folks' blueprint for approval. There is no blueprint for what you've been called to do. And my coach tells me all the time, you can't Google your calling. You can't Google your purpose. So many of you guys are on Instagram talking about you on there for inspiration and you on there to study and see what other people are doing. You can't Google or look for somebody else for what you're trying to do. It's not going to work that way. So, fourth choice. She chooses to own all of her authenticity. all of who you are. The world needs all of you. Now, this doesn't mean that you're not growing, that you're like, oh, well, this is just my personality. This is just who I am. So that's just how I'm going to be. No, 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 no. Absolutely not. She's also in choice about growing herself and building herself and correcting those things that are no longer serving her. But she is not hiding the shiny and beautiful parts of herself under a barrel somewhere because such and such is not going to feel good about it. And I have been that woman. I have been that person who felt like, oh, I'm not going to be too extra. I'm not going to say too much. I'm not going to do too much because I don't want to make them feel bad. I don't want to make them feel small. Well, you better level up, because gone are the days where I'm trying to stoop to fit in with ants when I know that I'm a giant. Gone are the days when I'm trying to fit in with little bushes and I'm a tree. Nah, fam. And you have to be the same way. Own all of you. Be willing to stand tall in all of you. Not just the parts of you that you think people will like. Not just the parts of you that you think people will appreciate. Because people always going to have something to say. People will always not like something about you. You will always be too much. Like I saw some people sharing my leak the other day. You're always going to be too much for people who are not doing much. Blink, blink. You will always be too much for those who are not doing much. So you will lose yourself trying to fit in or make yourself smaller or hide pieces of yourself because it'll make someone else feel bad. Let them feel how they want to feel. They don't feel bad. They feel convicted. That's the Lord. Okay? Shaking their shoulders up a little bit. Making them move a little bit because of them seeing you move. And if they don't take that good word, if they don't take that conviction and run with it, that's on them. That's not on you. But what's on you is if you do not fulfill your full purpose because you worry about somebody else thinking that you think you too much. You are too much. My mom told me that when I was younger, and I thought it was the craziest thing ever. And I still laugh every time I think about it. She said, if they think you think you're too much, it's because you are too much. If they think you're too good, it's because you are too good. Now keep it moving. You cannot run from your best self because someone else thinks that you think you're better than them. They think you're better than them. And that is their problem, not yours. So, a powerful woman chooses to own all of her authenticity. The fifth choice that a powerful woman makes, grab your edges, y'all. A powerful woman chooses to take responsibility for her results. A powerful woman chooses to take responsibility for her results. It's not your mama's fault. It's not your daddy's fault because he wasn't there or he worked too much. It's not your husband's fault because he won't invest in you and support your dreams. It's not your sister's fault, your friend's fault, your coach's fault. It's no one else's responsibility to get results for you but you. And a powerful woman chooses to own that responsibility because it increases your power. When you own your responsibility, it increases your power. When I owned responsibility for my relationships and how my relationships were going, I attracted an amazing relationship because I was willing to own my part and why things weren't going the way that I wanted them to go and why I wasn't married and why I was a single mom. I had to own that. It wasn't his fault. When I owned that, I attracted more of the goodness of the things that I was able to create. You can't make a man commit to you, but you certainly can own up to why you have been accepting uncommitted relationships and then choose to not make those choices again. You cannot make somebody pay you more, but you can own why you have been accepting less payment and choose to make a move and choose to stand in your value. Okay? So a powerful woman chooses to own the responsibility for her results. You're not blaming the last coaching program you were in. Because no matter what it was, you should have learned something from it that moved you forward. You're not blaming your therapist. You're not blaming your doctor. You're not blaming any of that. You are owning your responsibility. And a powerful woman feels empowered by owning that responsibility. You don't feel like at fault. You don't feel like all the blame is on me. You're not beating yourself up. You're saying, guess what? Now that I have the power, that I've owned this responsibility, I also have the power to change the situation. When you own your responsibility, it gives you power to change your situation. So, a powerful woman chooses to own the responsibility for her results. The sixth choice that a powerful woman makes, she chooses to surround herself with other powerful women and men. Your network determines your net worth, and that is absolutely the truth. The people that you keep closest to you will determine how high you rise. And a powerful woman is okay with surrounding herself with other powerful women and men. Not just other powerful women and men. Because men are amazing tools when you know how to use them. They are amazing allies when you know how to form powerful relationships with them. So a powerful woman chooses to surround herself with other powerful people. And why that's so important is because many times we tend to put ourselves around people who make us feel bigger. And they make us feel bigger because they're small. And when you're not standing fully in your power, you feel more powerful being around people who don't know as much as you. Because you can say, oh, well, I'm not doing that, or I'm not saying that, or I'm not dressing like that, or I don't act like that, so I must be all right. A powerful woman wants to be around people who stretch you, wants to be around people who challenge you, wants to be around people who grow you in some way. And you're not comfortable being around people who want to stay small. And a powerful woman makes that decision and makes that decision proudly. 1 second, y'all. So a powerful woman chooses to surround herself with other powerful women and men. And men. And men. Blank, blank, blank. Some of y'all are so scared to be around powerful men. It's crazy. They ain't gonna eat you. They ain't gonna eat you, I promise. The seventh choice that a powerful woman makes. A powerful woman, and I get on people's nerves with this one. I get on folks' nerves. I know my mama, my sisters, I get on their nerves. People at my congregation, I know I drive them nuts because I am strict about this one. A powerful woman chooses her language wisely. A powerful woman chooses her language wisely. We're not just having any old conversation. We're not having broke, struggle conversations. We're not doing it. Going into 2019, change your language. If you have gone through any class, course, challenge, anything with me, we always will talk about language. Because your words, your tongue is your power tool. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. I was listening to my 6-year-old yesterday, and this is how strict I am about this. Even my children know. My 8-year-old said something. I didn't even hear what it was he said. But my 6-year-old said, no, we don't do that. Life and death is in the power of your tongue, and we speak life. And it was the funniest thing ever to hear a little 6-year-old say that. Okay, but the point is, we choose our words wisely because we understand that we have the power to give life to a thing. And you have the power to give life to negativity. You have the power to give life to positivity. You have the power to give life to opportunities. You have the power to give life to obstacles. But you have to choose what you say and how you say it. Life and death is in the power of your tongue, and a powerful woman chooses her language wisely. I don't speak the language of broke people. I just don't. I found myself in a situation yesterday where some broke talk was happening. And I had to change the language. I know that there were women in that circle who were looking at me like, who she thinks she is. I think I'm a child of the Most High God, and I think my Father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. So if you have time to talk about brokenness, we ain't seeds from the same Father. So we can't speak. We can't talk. I don't know. And if we are, maybe you've forgotten. So here, let me remind you. I don't speak the language of broke people. I don't speak the language of sick people. I don't speak the language of depressed people. I don't speak the language of miserable people. I don't speak the language of average people, mediocre people. I don't speak the language of good enough. I speak the language of excellence. I speak the language of prosperity. I speak the language of achievement. I speak the language of love. I speak the language of happiness. I'm not talking broke talk. And that's okay. And you can absolutely say that. Hey, this isn't building us at all in any way. Let's talk about this. And you have to know, a powerful woman knows how to shift the conversation because she chooses her language wisely. And so the last choice, the 8th choice, I ain't going to say the last choice because actually powerful women make a lot of choices every single day, but I didn't want to keep y'all all day, so I'm going to hurry up. The 8th choice of a powerful woman, she chooses self-investment for long-term success. She chooses self-investment for long-term success. Does that mean we cut them off if they're constantly like that? That means we remove ourselves from the conversation if they're constantly like that. You shouldn't even be around them. And so the 8th choice, good morning, Q. The 8th choice of powerful women, she chooses self-investment for long-term success. I cannot tell you how many women I talk to every single day who choose a short-term bill over a long-term investment. A short-term problem over a long-term investment to never have that problem again. And I can say that a lot of people think that I'm crazy or whatever, but the truth of the matter is when it was time for me to invest in myself, I did not have a car. I had 2 little children, 3 little children. I had a whole bunch of life circumstances going on, a whole bunch of stuff. When we look back now, y'all, when we look back now, we're like, we were in no place to make an investment. We just weren't. We weren't. But we were also in no place not to make an investment. And that's the truth of the matter. When you feel like you can't afford to pray, when you don't have the time to meditate, that's when you better make time. When you don't have it to make an investment, you better make an investment. And a powerful woman understands that choice. You cannot save to invest. You have to invest to save. It's just the way it is. Or you're going to be penny pinching forever. You're going to be wishing you had forever. You're going to be shoulda, woulda, coulda-ing yourself and guilting yourself forever if you do not make that choice. And a powerful woman understands that the long term is more important than the short term. If I want to invest in a property, guess what? I will make some gourmet ramen noodles in a minute. We're going to have ramen with sprouts and broccoli and the whole 9 yards. And it's not because I can't afford to go out and eat. I can't afford to do something bigger and better. But right now, I'm focused on the long game. And a powerful woman focuses on the long game. So often, we're doing the little bitty things every single day to make ourselves feel better. Oh, my business isn't doing what it needs to do, so I'm going to go buy me these shoes because that's going to make me feel a little better right now. I'm going to go buy this bag because that's going to make me feel a little better right now. It's at least going to make me feel like I'm doing something. I'm going to take myself out to dinner because I need to treat myself because I'm not feeling too good right now. No, what I'm going to do is focus on this work. What I'm going to do is invest my time in the thing that's going to give me a return. What I'm going to do is invest my energy, my money, in the thing that's going to bring me a return. Because I don't want to feel this feeling again. When I felt like I was tired of letting money be the thing that made decisions for me, I said, I need to do something different with my money so that I can have a different outcome, because I never want to feel this way again. I never want to feel like I can't do what I need to do for myself, for my family, for my future because of money. So I have to bite this right now. I have to attack this thing right now. And the only way to do that was to go through it, was to power through it and say, if it's my last, I'm going to put it in there. If it's the last little bit of energy I have, instead of me saying, I'm tired, I'm going to go lay down, I'm going to do what I need to do to make a change in my life. I'm going to do what I need to do to make my life better. And you have to be an invested woman to do that. You have to understand investment. And that's about having faith that every seed you plant will bear some fruit. And when you understand consistency, when you understand waiting on God, all these choices that we just talked about, when you understand the power and the fruits of those choices, you don't mind being an invested woman. I'm just letting you know it is what it is. You're not interested anymore. Interested women don't make impact. Interested women don't make changes for their future. Interested women aren't building for their children's children. Interested women are going from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, over and over and over, because interest changes like that. Invested women are focused. Invested women are committed. Invested women are dedicated. And you have to be that invested woman. Powerful women are invested, and they do not take those investments lightly. So, with that, do we have any questions over here in the Feminine Success Society? Peace and love to you guys on Instagram. If you are interested, invested in working with a coach, I would love to work with you. Tap the link in my bio to fill out the application and hop over here into the Feminine Success Society to ask your questions. Peace and love, y'all.